Our next guest is here to talk about what if you just have a plain old bad boss. A new survey out this morning says 3 out of every 4 people report that their boss is the most stressful part of their job. So Michelle McQuaid is here, author and workplace expert, to talk to us about all this. And Michelle, first of all, what led you guys to conduct this study?
Well, it started for me a couple of years ago when I had a bad boss and I didn't know what to do about it. But what surprised me most was when I started sharing the story with friends, tales of bad bosses came pouring out. Apparently they were everywhere and none of us knew what to do about it. So I wanted to see if this was true across America or whether I was just in a strange place.
And so talk to us a little bit about the findings of this.
Yeah, so today is National Boss Day, and we started by asking people, would you thank your boss on National Boss Day? And I was amazed to find that more than 60% of employees said they had no reason to thank their boss. Not only that, but more than a third of Americans believe their boss lacks integrity and doesn't work very hard, and 1 in 5 bosses are losing it at the office and shouting at employees.
But doesn't everybody kind of hate the boss? Isn't that one of the things that sort of comes with the territory of being a boss? Nobody wants to be ordered around.
Well, the good news was 38% of employees said they had a great boss. So some bosses are out there doing something right. And yeah, well, none of us really want to be ordered around. Some bosses are understanding that by appreciating your employees, by building positivity in your teams, by checking into what's going well as what's going wrong, and by giving employees a chance to use their strengths each day at work, what they like doing and that they're good at, can actually dramatically improve relationships in the workplace.
And how do you recommend that bosses deal with employees that maybe aren't in the right field or aren't doing a great job at what they're supposed to be doing at least? How do they face a challenge like that without bringing negativity into the workplace?
Yeah, look, one of the best ways is by helping employees understand actually what their strengths are, what they like doing and what they're actually good at, and seeing if there's a good fit between the job they've actually got and the company that they're working for. Because generally, when an employee isn't loving work, it's because there's not a good match between those things. Helping them find out what they love can also help them find something they would like better and help them move on in a constructive way.
And now you say a bad boss can actually cost the company money. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so research by the Gallup organisation found that bad bosses having a poor relationship with your supervisor costs American organisations $360 billion every year in lost productivity, which is an amazing amount of money going out the door simply for not treating your employees well.
And they also destroy our health.
They do. Well, it takes most of us about 22 months to free ourselves from a difficult boss. And during that time, the constant stress and negativity we're under not only undermines our performance at work, but damages our health, destroys our relationships, and can leave us feeling depressed and anxious. Now, the good news is there's plenty that you can do as an employee to improve your relationship with your boss, and you can find some of these today at tellyourboss.com.
So tellyourboss.com is full of some of these tips. Can we get just a little sneak peek of maybe some of these ideas that you came up with? Because this is, like you said, a very common issue. And I think people, once it becomes a boss and not a colleague issue, people sort of become stuck that they give up because they don't think they have an option.
Absolutely. They feel helpless and overwhelmed and a bit like a victim, which is the worst way to be in this situation. So all of these ideas come from the science of positive psychology, which looks at how do you bring out the best in people. And the simplest and most effective one is to build some jolts of joy, things that will put a smile on your face into your day. So it might be listening to a favourite song, watching a YouTube clip, getting out and exercising at lunchtime, or calling a friend and talking about anything but your boss. Anything that'll put a smile on your face will lower those stress levels down, restore some happy chemicals to the brain, and help you find better ways to deal with what your boss is doing.
And as an employee, is there anything you can do to maybe change your boss's behavior? I mean, rather than try to manage or deal with it better, is there anything you can do to really bring about some change there?
Look, it's really difficult to change somebody else's behaviour, be they your boss or not. One of the ways, and it's probably not what you'll feel like doing at first, but I promise that it works, is to actually trying to start finding the things your boss is doing well. Hunt for the good things they're doing and be grateful for them. Say, hey, I really appreciated that. It helps me out when you do this for me at work. That way at least they know what you're wanting them to do more of, because I think there are actually very few bad bosses. There are a lot of good people not doing a great great job as bosses.
And if your boss is sort of one of those people that's always busy and has no time, how do you find the right time or the right way to approach them if you do want to talk to them about something?
Yeah, now if you're going to sit down and have that conversation, then yep, it's making sure they've got time. Ask them for it. Say, look, I really need to sit down and talk to you about something, but go in it with the right way. So number one, make sure you know what triggers off your boss's stresses. So when you see them behaving at their worst, have figured that out and don't go in and do that. Secondly, go in with a win-win outcome. There needs to be something in it for your boss and for you, or it's not going to work. And thirdly, hold that conversation lightly. If you go in really stressed out, you're going to trigger that off in your boss as well. So the lighter you can hold that conversation, bit of a smile on your face, bit of levity, the more successful you'll be.
All right. Well, that's tellyourboss.com. We have another... Vinny's back with more comments. This one says, what's worse, a bad boss or a bad spouse? You always find out too late, he says. Vinny, I hope your wife didn't read that tweet. But bad bosses, at least we have some solutions here. I don't know if tellyourspouse.com exists yet, but tellyourboss.com does exist. Michelle McQuaid, it was great having you on and getting these tips from you. We hope that this was all very helpful for all of you.